My involvement with the Alzheimer's Association actually started with 2 quarters. One Sunday in church, my 2 oldest sons were at the children's sermon, and the pastor gave them each a quarter and asked them to do something good with their quarter. So they took their quarters and wrote a little note to the Alzheimer's Association saying that they wanted to give their quarters to help find a cure for Alzheimer's.
Well, I got engaged in this cause a little over 15 years ago. It was after the time that my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
We have been affected over the years severely by the significant losses of both my husband's grandparents, his mother, my grandparents, and currently my mother's in the mid-stages of Alzheimer's.
My own mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that's when I got involved with the Memory Walk, which has been about 10 years ago now. She's currently in a nursing home up in Pennsylvania and in the final stages of Alzheimer's. She, at this point, doesn't know her family, doesn't know her 4 daughters, her grandchildren, and hasn't had the opportunity of getting to know her 11 great-grandchildren because of Alzheimer's.
It's actually the hardest part because she is aware, and she is aware of many decisions that she is making. But there are many decisions that need to be made for her. And at what point do you become the bad guy or the bad daughter or the one to really enforce what's necessary for her safety?
My mother was caring for my father and living up in New York. I was down here in Washington, and it was I was helping in a sense as a long-distance caregiver, supporting both my mother as a caregiver and then also trying to understand the health needs and the care needs that my father needed. So the Alzheimer's Association provided me with incredible resources within the community up in New York. Were there calling me, asking me whether or not I had everything I needed, putting me in touch with people who could provide services.
I have 3 beautiful daughters and a family that I love and cherish. And with my firstborn about to leave for college, it's been certainly a juggling act to be able to be the finest caregiver I can possibly be, being an only child, as well as being the best mother I can be to my 3 daughters. And of course, the best wife I can be to my husband.
I see so many women who are affected by Alzheimer's, but also see the caregivers who are taking care of those people with Alzheimer's. I see the pain in their faces as they go through the decision of placing a loved one in a long-term care setting, and I just really want to help to take that pain away. Being
the only child to make these decisions, and that is where I have received incredible resource and support from the Alzheimer's Association, because they do have the systems in place. They do have the resources, the literature, the opportunities to learn how one can deal and cope as best as you can. This award is such an honor to me because of how passionate I feel about this cause. I work at Brook Grove Retirement Village, where more than half of our residents have Alzheimer's or some form of dementia. And I am honored to be able to take this award back to a very dedicated team that I have at Brook Grove that help with the Memory Walk and the fundraising as well. I'm very honored to be receiving this award. I really appreciate the recognition, both of my personal efforts and the efforts that I've done been able to do on behalf of Johnson & Johnson. And for me, it really reminds me of how fortunate I am to work for a company that cares deeply in causes, important causes such as the Alzheimer's Association. Winning this award is a thrill. It's an honor, truly. It was unexpected. I am very appreciative. And I'd just like to say that regardless, I would be here for the cause no matter what, because it's that important to me and my family. We know in Washington how much time it can take to bring about change. The more voices we can lend to a cause, the better our chances are for success. Women are in the front lines. We know we can speak from experience of what this disease means to us and to our families. Our voices can be heard, they will be heard, and they'll make a very big and real difference in achieving the goals of a world without Alzheimer's.